Let's jump
Spider-Man,
to
right?
Spider-Man. Yeah, let's talk Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
This one was interesting because I don't get why studios are just like, yeah, we're eyeing for a Joel Kinnaman type. Well, just say you want Joel Kinnaman.
Right.
Like I'm sure he'd be happy to. Like he just did Suicide Squad, and I think Altered Carbon on Netflix, which I haven't checked out, but I heard some good stuff.
Yeah, my brother loves Altered Carbon.
Didn't it switch like Anthony Mackie's the star of season 2?
I guess so. I don't know what happened at the end of season 1, but I assume Joel Kinnaman's not back, so theorize what you will. But
anthology, I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I heard I think Joel Kinnaman's a great actor. I don't know if he's right for Spider-Man though. I mean,
I was intrigued because like every time I try to think of an actor to fill this potential villain role, because I imagine what they're going to go for, especially in just the plot they have set up, is they're going to go for Kraven, which I think is the best move. Like it's not just a new villain; it's a villain who's so driven to hunt the best prey possible. He wants to be like the top predator, and like, you know, the Spider-Man who's always evading him. Like, and now his identity's out in the world. That's a way easier target to lock on.
Crash course on Kraven for me.
Yeah, kind of. I think
read the comics, Carson.
This basically, I'm going to be going off of my knowledge from the '90s animated series, which is pretty good.
Pretty accurate to the comic books.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't know if you were joking, but kind of.
I'm serious. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think he had like a connection with this this woman. They were like a couple, and she kind of like works kind of like veterinary for like zoo animal type exotic animals, and I think he has some assortment of like heightened senses from weird serum stuff because it's comics. And he's basically just like, I think he might have come from like a safari hunting background, but like, yeah, he's just like big into like the hunt of stuff, and you know, he's very animalistic. Yeah, I think he's also like Russian, with just like big lion overcoat and everything. It's a crazy suit, like spotted pants.
Yeah,
but so I'd be excited to see. I would love to see the translation of like on-screen suit with how well they pulled off Mysterio's costume. I would love to see what they did with Kraven. It was funny because like for the longest time, a lot of people pitched somebody like Gerard Butler for Kraven, which I don't think Gerard Butler's like. I think like he has the look. I don't know if he has really acting.
Gerald.
This is Sparta.
Tie into like the further like Sinister Six thing with like
for sure. Do
you think they're gonna do that in Spider-Man? Do you think this kind of casting, like, kind of hint is you know further evidence that they're going into that?
I figured they were doing that with Spider-Man 1. Yeah,
broadening and like again with like the setup of Michael Keaton's Vulture and Morbius. I think
and the post credit scene of what is it, Homecoming?
Yeah, Homecoming has Scorpion. Yeah.
Ooh, Michael Lando.
Yeah, so you got Scorpion, Vulture. I think Mysterio's still alive. Because you don't waste that. Kraven.
They kind of already did.
Okay, we'll bring him back. Come on, he's a man of trickery. They took drones.
It was another projection. Oh my god.
Probably no. Honestly, they did take drones. Like watching back, they did take like a bunch of drones. So
yeah, and there are a lot of the scientists are still alive. I think Jake is dead.
Yeah, like the main dude they pulled.
The main dude.
Iron Man.
Exactly.
The drones.
Yeah. So I think he could still do a Mysterio kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So out of they got Vulture, Scorpion, Mysterio. They could have Kraven and Morbius, and they could add another one. Like
I doubt they'll do Morbius.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes, but I don't know what they'll pull off. It's like the same instance of like if they're gonna pull in Morbius, I'd imagine like at some future they'd want to ideally bring in.
Amy Pascal was in that meeting, just like
Feige's like, yeah, no.
And granted, I don't want Venom on the Sinister Six just because of his anti-hero nature.
Of course, you can't.
I think it'd be better like if they were to somehow pull in the future the Spider-Man Venom team up against Carnage, even though we're about to get Carnage immediately.
I think that would happen in a Venom 3 situation,
probably,
but not a what's it called? I don't think we're going to see any of the Sony movie characters in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
It's tricky. I think they're solely. I mean, I think they'll solely stick.
I think he can. I think Feige can. Does he want to? I don't think.
I think they'll stick with in Spidey's films, but if they do, they're not going to have like too many big heroes in Spidey's films. Probably like Happy at most. Yeah. And another like instance of like that there's like still one open spot for Sinister Six, and like a lot of instances normally have come down to.
It has to be. You know, it has to be, right?
I'd imagine they'd probably, and it would be great for like their big bad for it to be Doc Ock as.
I'm about to say the best Spider-Man villain of all time. It has to be.
He really is. I mean, honestly, like even though like Norman's such arch nemesis for Green Goblin, like it really is like Doc Ock is like the pinnacle from being that mentor role to just it essentially is Peter Parker like a villainous.
Who would you guys cast as Doc Ock?
We were talking about this in chat the other day, and like it's so hard to choose. I mean, I remember like the internet for like the longest time was pitching Mark Hamill for Doc Ock, and like I don't hate that.
I do.
Okay.
That came across very bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like the assemblance of like. I mean, Michael Keaton's very old, and he just did Vulture.
You're very true. Very true.
I mean, all they have to do is put Mark Hamill in like some braids, and they got CGI arms. Like,
I just you're selling me on it because the Michael Keaton thing. It's a good argument.
I think he's in
and Michael Keaton's gonna be back as Batman too. I'm like, dude, you're too old.
I'm like, right, and like again, he's in Morbius again. Like, so.
Okay, you're selling me on Mark Hamill. But I don't know. I'm thinking somebody like not maybe younger, but 40s, exactly 40ish,
which is totally fair. And it was intriguing.
I can't think of anybody right now.
It was really cool, like watching like the pitch like that was going around Twitter of randomly like having Bob Odenkirk as Norman Osborn. I was like, I would never have thought of that, but it looks
perfect.
It looks really
so good. Oh my gosh.
Like then somebody joked and was like, make Bryan Cranston Doc Ock, and I was like, bro.
Of course.
But at the same time,
that'd be good. But they want Bryan Cranston to be anything in these comic book movies. He'll be great Osborn too.
Isn't that funny? Wouldn't that be a funny case though, where it was like if Saul and Walter White flipped roles?
That would be great. I would love that.
Guys, what do you think? I was just looking.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think if Javier Bardem did a comic book movie? Because he has not. I don't know. I could see him playing.
I'm down for that.
I'm more confident in Javier in a DC movie than a Marvel movie, because I feel like just seeing him in, I didn't see him, but in the Pirates movies, he's so over the top.
Yeah, he's also. I mean, he also looks really wonky.
I can see the MCU wanting him to get nuts like they did with Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, kind of a crazy character towards the end there. I don't know.
I forgot they actually had that shield guard in Far From Home that drove the bus, Dimitri, I think his name was. He's actually like, I think his character is supposed to be Chameleon, the Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
Maybe we have the whole Sinister Six. I don't know.
It's so interesting because I thought Sinister Six would be the next Spider-Man movie, but if you don't even have Doc Ock, you might have to save Sinister Six for Spider-Man 6. Yeah, when he's in college. I don't know. It could be possible.
Which would be like a great setup of just like again that mentor role.
But yeah, they've been setting up Sinister Six for a long time now. It's just
and they did a great semblance of like all the villains' story. And I don't want to like spoil anything because like Carson hasn't played the Spider-Man PS4 game completely. But like they did phenomenal with that Spider-Man story of like everything.
Yeah, Spider-Man dies at the end. Ooh, crap! My bad. No.
No, Miles is still around. We have to play him first. Then he can die.
Then he can die.
Then he can be Miles's uncle, part 2.
But yeah, going back to Kraven. So I think are the Scoop people confident that Kraven's going to be the main villain? Is that what it's gearing towards now at this point?
Probably. And even like just not even taking Scoops into consideration, I really feel like it's the only logical next step of just like
with somebody being on the run, is a hunt.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I mean, I don't think you're going to like bring in somebody like Norman, which would be dumb to just like not just like to do again, but just like so soon, but just in the whole assemblage of everything where like the whole world is converging on Peter. It's like you don't want to do this now.
Right.
I feel like they've planted a lot of seeds for Norman Osborn in the MCU,
which I'm down for. And like like the assemblance of they were selling Avengers Tower and Homecoming. Like
that's what I was about to say.
I can see that. Do you think he's going to be more of a side thing?
In the next one,
just overall.
Yeah, I think they'll tease him out first.
Okay,
they kind of already have.
it's interesting because like if somehow the studios actually get their way to get 3 trilogies out of Tom,
it's possible.
Like, I mean, it would be possible if they could really like lock on.
If they do 3 films now, by the end of Spider-Man 6, he'll be like early 30s, which is so young.
And what I would totally do is like in the semblance of, let's break it down. This first trilogy 100% do high school, second trilogy do college, and then have his adult years for the final 3, where you could do your Miles setup.
Where he's professor, yeah, that'd be fantastic.
And it's funny because I wanted to just like touch on the Avengers Tower Gang. So because other people also like theorize it could also be the Baxter Building for Fantastic Four, but I don't think you drop that in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I think it's too much.
Even though like it's a world of connections.
I just remember that thing at Far From Home. It said like the street sign says like 1, 2, 3, and then 4 was like we're coming or something like that.
Right.
So it's like there's like a little tease like
I think that was
Fantastic
Fox
Four
as well. So it was like
or it was like a pre-tease to either Fantastic Four or Phase 4 because like 4 is whatever.
It's so weird hearing these stories because like even like back in 2012 with the first Avengers, they were supposed to have Oscorp Tower from the Amazing Spider-Man in there, but they didn't have enough time to paint it in. And going even further back, Hugh Jackman was supposed to be Wolverine in the first Spider-Man film, but they didn't have access to the Wolverine suit. It was locked in a vault, so just they only had one day. They couldn't film it, so it didn't happen. Like these rare chances are why we don't have pre-wonky existing universes that we have today.
And there's a deleted scene of Sam Jackson walking in on Iron Man saying like, "We have people climbing on spider people."
Yeah, it was like radioactive
insects. Yeah, so I'm like,
I think legally you were like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, he's like, just tease Avengers. Yeah, but
have you guys seen that weird deleted scene from the OG Fantastic Four with Mr. Fantastic like alters like his facial shape and hair to look like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine? But
I think I have seen that. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's so weird. I mean, it's a deleted scene from like a 2000s movie, but it's fun.
It's on YouTube, I think.
Thanks, Fox.
But yeah, I think Osborn would be. Oh, also in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the what's his name? They're trying to make that deal early on in the movie, and he's like, my boss here really wants that.
With Walter Goggins.
With Walter Goggins, I'm like, who's the boss? Who's like this mysterious guy with a ton of money?
I mean, they actually did dropped a hint of Spider-Man in the first Ant-Man, so I wouldn't be
exactly. So, which is why people think like his boss could be Osborn and whatever. Which
I'd totally be down for that. I think it would make sense.
I would love that too.
Scientific, they are, and again, like somewhere down the line, I really want Venom to work out, and I really want it to pan out properly. If they wanted to use Tom Hardy's, I feel like they have to. Already, the history is altered for like comic origin, but I think they could still do it.
Yeah, I mean, most of the comic book movies don't really follow the comics anyway, so
right.
Yeah, I fully expect if Tom Holland isn't in some kind of tease or post-credit scene in Venom 2, he's definitely going to be in like Venom 3.
That was an interesting thing because like on Twitter, I was following this person who like worked at a movie theater, and like early on they saw Venom and they teased where like there was like this line that says like, "I'm sorry, Mr. Parker," and I was like, "What? Is there going to be a Peter Parker end credit scene?" And I go, and it's a clip from Spider-Verse, and they're like, "What is happening?" Like I was just wondering, like I'm so hyped to see what this is going to be, and then they blindsided me with animation. I was like, "Oh, it's so cool," but I was like, "Oh, damn."
I hope everything sticks to landing. Like I'm just so curious to see, especially what the fallout looks like after this trilogy ends. Like what, because doesn't the deal? What was the deal that they agreed on?
The deal is,
I think it's just the next movie right now.
The next movie, Spider-Man 3, and Spider-Man gets one appearance in an upcoming MCU movie, which is probably. If they really want to save him up, like just do Avengers 5 to save him up for that.
Yeah, and I think like for the next like big heroes that they're setting up for like even on Disney Plus when they got like She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel. Yeah, I think that's.
Oh yeah, and the Spider-Man What If show does not count. I think somebody said that.
Oh yeah, they're making that
because he's voice acting or supposed to be.
Yeah.
Spider-Man What If? That's interesting.
Because not Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to voice act for that series too. But
if that's the only way I get my Andrew, Toby, Tom, Spider-Verse.
It's so good.
That'd be fun.
Forever pitch. I mean, honestly, if they also wanted to do that for a storyline, I'd totally be down. But
yeah, I'm excited for Spider-Man 3. I left Spider-Man 2 saying it was very focused on Iron Man again. And I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I
guess at the same time, though, it was meant to be the epilogue for the Infinity Saga as well, because that's why they included him after Endgame.
Totally fair, but I felt like that's still a limitation on Spider-Man's
movie
fair. Potential.
I do like. Again, I continuously defend and apologize that they do like progress him to like no, you're not Iron Man. Just like focus on being you, and it's like okay,
Iron Man Jr.
Stop it.
Like I want no Iron Man references in this one. No Iron Man references.
I don't think you'll get I think you'll get like side like equipment, but you won't get like you won't get Tony. It won't be like Tony specific.
What would Tony do, Peter? Oh my god.
No.
Despite all of our differences on this topic, guys, Spider-Man 3 is now a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
For now, I don't know. I feel like nothing sticks in these changes. I would be totally down though. I mean, it's the first live action Christmas. And if they wanted to like have Peter on the run and like it actually is a Christmas setting with snow and stuff, like Iron Man 3. But
Iron Man 3 was also a Christmas movie, don't forget.
Yeah, it's full circle.
Oh god, no.
Peter finds Extremis Part 2.
Oh gosh, no.
No, yeah, like he has to fight the Mandarin again. Shang-Chi.
Oh god. If they put Iron Man references, they're probably gonna do an Iron Man reference in Shang-Chi as well too. It's just
Maybe not though. I mean,
Tony Stark has fought with the 7 rings before, so what would he do now? Or 10 rings before, so.
Well, I mean, I feel like a passing line isn't bad. It's already a preset universe, but
bad.
So
it's just set up with like the organization we know. It's like bad. I mean, watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The whole origin was fun. 6 whole movies. Like,
don't use Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. against me, mister.
The first episode is like, oh, what's this extremist thing? Oh, it's Iron Man 3. Like,
yeah.
What Shield's falling? Like,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s references are so on the nose. They're like, wink, wink.
I mean, they were at the start when they were actually
early on season 1.
When they were aligning with phase 2, yeah, but like now I still have to like catch up on the latter seasons, but like they've progressed like, so far beyond.
They're so crazy and weird.
I can't wait to see them again.
I think I stopped watching after. Did I get through 3 seasons?
You stopped watching after 3 seasons? Are you crazy?
I stopped after season 4 just because I ran out of Netflix stuff that was available. So now that it's available, I gotta get back.
I think I got to the part where like they were trying to like contain her for some reason. I can't remember why.
You gotta be more specific, I think.
No, Quake? The main girl, the
Quake.
Chloe Bennett, yeah.
Chloe Bennett.
Yeah.
I just remember they were trying to like contain her because like the powers were like getting out of control.
Yeah, dude. Because she's got like those set gauntlets now, right?
Yeah, she's so amazing.
So that was right after that point. And
I got to the point where I got to the season with Ghost Rider with Robbie Reyes, he's so great.
Fantastic season. Yeah.
Does he come back after season 4? Has he ever come back?
Nope.
Damn. Dude, I'm so sad because I remember like
crazy
season 4. I think at the end of season 4. I think I remember at the end of season 4, he was like he like Doctor Strange style opened a portal with his chain.
Yeah.
Dude, it blew my mind seeing that effect. I was like, oh my god. And you tell me he doesn't come back. No, I'm sad.
He kind of gets referenced because he has some kind of secret deal with Philip Coulson, which I don't want to spoil, but that's about it.
I mean, I remember hearing that they were going to do a Robbie Reyes show. I hope that's not
so disappointing. It died. It got canceled. Yeah. He made a tweet saying like he's so disappointed.
Because honestly, if they like were to bring to the big screen Ghost Rider, definitely use him. Gabriel Luna is pretty great.
Oh my god, he's the best part of Terminator Genesis.
Yeah, I was watching. I was just like,
Dark Fate,
great. And I was just like, I miss him as Robbie Reyes, and he looks so comic accurate too. In his he's a great actor. Yeah, everything. So we went to TV again.
Yeah, we did.
It's my cup of tea. We didn't say specifically it was
my cup of TV.
Oh, nice.
Okay, streaming Thursdays, Wednesdays, Fridays.
Nice.
It's too hard.
Back together with the idea of Joel Kinnaman as Kraven.
Yeah,
I'm down. I always expected somebody like a bit like more built up to be Kraven, but I think they could totally do that for him. Like they got the regimens.
He can beef up. I don't think he's going to be Kraven. I don't think it'll turn out for him, even though it's that Joel Kinnaman type actor. I don't know what other actor has that similar build. A lot of actors have similar build to Joel Kinnaman.
The Rock.
No, gosh.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yikes. I know.
It's because we were talking about Uncharted before we went live.
We were.
It would be so bad.
I don't know. I think Kraven's a great villain. I can see once they get the casting, I'll be like, oh, that's perfect casting, because Marvel hardly ever fails with great casting.
Sarah Haley Finn doesn't miss.
When you go from Michael Keaton and Jake Gyllenhaal, you had to have somebody on their level, and Joel Kinnaman just isn't, in my opinion.
Yet, well, I mean, at the same time, when you think of like popular characters, like Kraven isn't like the top A list. Like, I'll probably put him B most.
I think people know him more than Mysterio.
I don't know, because Mysterio is very distinct with his fishbowl.
True.
I mean, granted, like it's all a weird like a common, because like when you think Spider-Man villains, your immediate thought isn't necessarily Vulture or
no, you're right. Yeah,
it's what we've seen countless times is like Venom, Green Goblin,
and Doc Ock. That's it. Yeah.
Sandman, maybe just because we've had Spider-Man 3.
Because Spider-Man 3, everybody grew up in that movie.
It's crazy. Thomas Hayden Church looks so comic accurate because it's a simplistic costume. But the dude just like he did great too, honestly. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see the future of this because I'm excited. I'm just happy that I guess like maybe it was a year ago we had that scare that they weren't actually going to continue with Disney, and like I was in such a panic because I was just dead on a cliffhanger forever. And I even made like a fan edit of like, it was the Iron Man death from Endgame, but like instead of like being pulled away by Pepper, it's Sony pulling it from Marvel. I was like, oh God, why did I make this just to suffer?
That was a crazy week.
Oh my God.
Or 2 weeks.
But I'm excited to see where the future of Spider-Man goes and even the future of
I think they'll continue to keep on. Sony and Disney will just continue redoing their deal over and over.
Because why wouldn't you? I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
And I think honestly they would probably benefit from striking like whatever their new deal would be to get like their actual like Marvel properties onto Disney Plus. I think that would be well done because they already have like all that semblance of Spider-Man collection because Disney makes like everything that's not.
Is the 90s Spider-Man show on Disney Plus?
It is, which is great.
I gotta watch that.
Oh, it even like recently, the guy that voices 90s Spider-Man said he would. I mean, who wouldn't?
Oh, he would come back for Spider-Verse, right?
For Spider-Verse 2, and I was like, please finish his arc. like that's what I keep saying about Tom and Toby. It's just like, not Tom, Toby and Andrew. Please finish their arcs and their stories, like, please, because we got cut twice off in a row.
Oh, and Spectacular Spider-Man got cut off too.
Yeah, dude, fix them up too. Everybody, this is your opportunity.
All right, Lord and Miller are gonna save the day.
Literally, I mean, dude, they keep teasing a lot of different. I think, like, even recently they teased a Punk Spider-Man, which is also
saw that. Yeah,
it's so good. I mean, honestly, like in terms of like fan service, like I know it is, but like also you can tell good stories because you're bringing in like all these other fans because it's all Spider-Man.
Spider-Verse is all fan service in the best way possible.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it's funny because like it's a deep. Rare cut that people would even know who Penny Parker was because she's only in like a couple issues of the Spider-Verse run, but like fan favorite now.
Yeah, and Spider-Gwen. I still want my Spider-Gwen movie too, man. Oh,
I reshared my tweet from like a couple months ago today where I will die on this hill. I want a live action Spider-Verse with I want Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen, and I want that to mess with Andrew's mind. Because it's like, oh my God, he suffered so much with that, and like to have to like work with that.
That would be there's an issue where Spider-Gwen's talking to the real Peter Parker. Like
I shared that in my tweet too.
Okay, yeah. It's one of my favorite conversations. He's like, she's like, how was the Gwen in your world? And he's
like, they make a pact to like look out for one another.
Yeah, look out for another. Nice. Make sure it never happens again.
Tragic,
it is. I'm sending it in chat right now.
Jeez, let me see this.
It's so
I'm gonna send it in chat right now.
Oh man!
Wow, that just hurts. But like, it
doesn't
makes
it? Yeah. I'm like Spider-Gwen him, but you got to make sure none of us
Here,
die.
Carson, check chat. I just sent it.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good.
I wonder what issue that is.
Oh man, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, there it is. Oh man, it's great. It's so good, dude. Great. Yeah, I think that was either the end of the Spider-Verse event, something like that.
Is she grabbing his face too?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because also we know Gwen lost Peter in her world.
Gwen lost Peter in her world. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Somebody asked me, like, who's your favorite Spider-Verse character? I'm like, Spider-Gwen's my favorite Spider-Verse.
They gotta do that.
And the thought of it being Andrew and Emma again, like,
God.
Which I know, like, in real life, that's but
yeah,
in character, because they were set for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Oh
wow.
Man.
You just like skyrocketed my expectations for
for a live action Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Me too, because I was like, I don't really want a Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland thing.
And I was like, yeah, but what if I make you sad?
I like the sadness.
And then, I don't know, Tobey. I was like, let's give him a daughter. Because there's a Spider-Man daughter named May Parker. So
yeah.
Let's roll with that.
I'm down.